Okay, so over here on the side, we talked about grouping some things. It's a student account, sorry about that. We talked about setting up your course, setting up your syllabus as your homepage is an option. We talked about modules. We talked about grade books. We've talked about grouping assignments. We've talked about creating these things that populate your course. We've talked about enrolling people. Now I want to get into some of the other things here, so like pages, for instance, or files. These are other ways to create what we've already created. Personally, I find it a little confusing over here doing it this way, but here's an example. So we created a page, and this is the page right here. Well, I can just go to, so if I'm on modules, I can just click on page on the left, and I can add a page here. So here we'll do something like this, and we'll say this is in Unit 2 for now. Something like this. So we'll go ahead and save this. The reason I find this confusing, so let's publish this. It's not here. I made a page, and it's not a part of the course. So if I make stuff in this page, in the module page, I know when I'm adding it to Unit 1, and I know what I'm doing. If I go over here and start adding things from here, I'm making them, but they're not, nobody's going to go to them. The only way a student would have to get to them, let's go to my student account quick, is to click on pages. Now they can see them. But if you go up here in modules, it's not there. So the issue that I have with that is you have two different places to do the same thing, and it only shows up in one place. Now, if you do it through modules, then it also shows up in pages, which is what I would have expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide these buttons over here because I don't want to be creating things. I won't be able to hide quizzes, but I don't want to be creating things in these tabs. I want to be creating them in modules so that I know where they're at. Now what you can do is right here, we can go here, we can choose to put it as a front page. That's fine. And you can, I thought there was a way. Let's edit this quick. Yeah, so I'll just put it this way. I'm not going to make pages using these buttons over here because precisely what I just went through. It's only here. You're not going to see it anywhere else. There's nothing here called how to measure gravity. Now, maybe you can add it this way. So you've already built it, so now you can add it. Hopefully that makes sense for you. So if we go to the right, let's increase and increase. So I guess that would be a reason you'd build it over here if you were working on it, but that's the same as building it here and then not publishing it. So your preference. Just know that things can get a little bit hairy if you start digging around over here and forgetting that you have resources over here. Let's go, so we just looked at pages. Let's look at files. So you can do the same thing over here in your example course. Here are the files that we have. So we can upload or we can organize. So we could create a pictures file, folder, excuse me. And then within this folder, here we're going to move into pictures. And then here we'll move this into pictures as well. So then you can have some organization to your file, the files you have on the system. Let's go to discussions. So here you have the ability to close discussions. So if I don't want anybody to comment on this one anymore, I can just drag it down here. Or I guess I have to click closed, excuse me. So I can open for comments, or I can pin it. If I pin it, it's going to bring it up top here. So maybe like you might have 10 open discussions and you might pin the most recent. Up here you have your settings. So if you want to manually mark them, or if you want to, as soon as you read it, it marks it yourself. No, I wouldn't attach files. Yeah, you can probably do that and create discussion topics. Yeah, that seems fair to me. So the things over on the side here, the navigation buttons, there are some more features inside of there, like setting some of the settings up here that you're not going to get by just looking at the modules here. So I guess for that reason, I probably won't hide these. But I just want to make it known that because they're here, I still wouldn't build in them. Now, if you've got a good grasp on what you're doing, it really doesn't matter where you're going to build. But you don't want to do something and forget how to link to it, and you know how that goes. So that is just some additional information on the navigation buttons over on the side.